We will move now for the fourth session. It's about industrial IoT for the food and beverage industry. It will be presented by Athar Siddiqui. Athar, he's the Executive Vice President, Digital Factory from Siemens. I just want to remind everyone there is an application for Gulf Food. You can see the bio of our distinguished speakers over there. So I encourage you to download this application as well. Mr. Athar is here.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Most of you must be aware of Siemens, I assume, so I won't go into too much of details about the company itself. I'll start from the area which Mr. Chairman and Johan continued with their presentations and the keynote speech. Digitalization is really changing everything. It's happening now. It's something which is changing the whole manufacturing and business cycle here as well, and nobody is immune to it. And we are part of the bandwagon as well. And the quicker we are embracing this digital disruption, the better it would be. In today's presentation, I'll show you not only the showcase of the industrial IoT platform, which is coming out from Siemens, but a touch of all the digital enterprise solutions which are there from the Siemens side. It's very important to give you the complete picture, the solution which is coming from the manufacturer perspective as well, okay? Johan mentioned the challenges which food and beverage industry is facing from manufacturer point of view. We from the solution provider can't agree more with that, okay? We also see the higher flexibility in the production operations, increasing variety, the real cost pressures which are coming out, the global distribution arrangements that are there, and the fast-changing consumer demands. These are the real changes, and they are defining the food and beverage market globally as well. We as Siemens are here to give you an answer about it. And we have a terminology for it. We call it Digital Enterprise Suite. So what is digital enterprise? It comprises basically 5 main components, okay? Most of you talk about the industrial automation. We from Siemens side provide a very holistic industrial automation at the field level. Johan mentioned about the MES, we call it MOM, or Manufacturing Operations Management. And then a very important part is the product lifecycle management, okay? Where all your products, how you conceive them, you design them, you put them into production, you make digital twins out of them, and then the whole production line has been readjusted accordingly. And there's a very big collaborative platform for all the data that is coming out is handled via Team Center. And this is where Siemens is very unique to provide this end-to-end solutions for the complete manufacturing life cycle. A lot of talk was done about the data that is generated, okay? And the more we are going in the future, the more smart devices in manufacturing setups are coming out. So we are talking about a huge amount of data which is there. Data itself is nothing if we are not utilizing it properly. And one of the important part of this data utilization is industrial IoT platform. We have the solution for that as well. We call it MindSphere. I'll go further in detail as I progress with this session. Here I give you a very basic layout about the solution from the manufacturing perspective coming out from Siemens side. There are 5 steps which we are covering, and we call it the end-to-end solution for all the manufacturers. Consider yourself as an OEM or a product manufacturer. When you conceive a product or a manufacturing line, and when you start drawing it on a paper, before you go to a physical manufacturing, we give you softwares and tools to make digital twins of it. What is a digital twin, basically? A digital twin is a virtual product of your manufacturing line or a singular product that you're talking about, which you make in a virtual environment. You do all the possible simulation on that digital twin, okay, and make it perfect. And then you go for proper manufacturing. Just imagine the time and cost that you can save by having this virtual digital twin already made, simulated, perfected in a virtual environment, and then going for a proper production. This is true for product, this is true for production planning, and your manufacturing side as well. There's a new concept which is already in place called digital factory. Okay? In a digital factory, before you put a complete manufacturing line, the whole manufacturing environment is conceived, visualized, simulated in a virtual environment. And we provide the tools to do that. As I mentioned, when you completely put all these things into perspective, the amount of data that is coming out is huge from each and every step. And this data gathering is happening at a cloud level. Now, we are slightly different when it comes to conventional IoT platforms. We are not just providing you data management solutions. We are the ones who have got a very intensive, extensive know-how about the production sites as well. Siemens has been there as a market leader for industrial automation for a long period of time. So we know what are the pain points for the producers and the manufacturers as well. So our industrial IoT platform not only does the data management, and as Mr. Chairman earlier said, we provide data analytics tools as well. And that's where the game is played, basically. The utilization of your data to improve your manufacturing processes, to enhance your production capability, to improve your product at every step. Your energy efficiency, your predictive maintenance, this is where the industrial IoT platform becomes so important for improvement of your production facility. So what is MindSphere, basically? As I mentioned, it's an industrial IoT platform. In part of digitalization, where we are talking about more and more assets connected to the IoT world. On the right side, if you see, there's a real big jump in the asset connectivity, which is predicted in the coming years. We're talking about more than 50 billion assets, which will be connected to the IoT platforms. MindSphere is going to be one of them. It is already one of them. And that's where we are providing a lot of new business proposition. It's just not an IoT platform, it's an ecosystem as well, where we are partnering up with a lot of app developers, where we are partnering up with a lot of end customers to provide a value add and an ecosystem for it. As I mentioned earlier on, data management is just one part of an industrial IoT solution. Okay? So when you collect the data and when you safely store it somewhere, it's just a very small part of it. Most of the time, we just think that, okay, we are talking about a cloud platform, we are talking about a data management. Real game starts of utilization of this data and how you put a value add to it. Just consider yourself from the manufacturer perspective. Okay? An OEM who is currently making bottling plants, basically. He could be sitting in North America and Europe, and he is manufacturing these big bottling lines and selling it throughout the world. The health and safety of these bottling lines, which is installed somewhere in Southeast Asia, the real-time information is a valuable asset for him. Okay? And that's where tools like IoT can provide you this real-time information about this bottling line, which may be installed in Vietnam or Thailand, with all the motors and drives which are associated with it. I'll give you a couple of examples on that later on. And how you can provide your predictive maintenance, and how can you reduce the downtime for your end customer with this huge value add of all this data that you are having an access to in a real time. This is what we call from data to value add. And there are different aspects to it, okay? We talk about data collection, analysis, visualization, which is the normal stuff. And then you go on the process efficiency. There was a big discussion on the data security or the cyber security as well. This is a very important part. When you talk about the data going into a cloud services, cybersecurity becomes a very important topic. Siemens provide a very holistic cybersecurity solutions as well. Just imagine yourself working on a plant where your energy optimization is a big requirement. You are consuming energy, you don't have any benchmarking, you don't know how the energy efficiency can be achieved. There are now applications available on IoT platform MindSphere, which can not only monitor and analyze your energy consumption, but can also give you energy optimization solutions with it as well. And on the back end of it, from Siemens side, we have got a lot of products which are coming in, like high-efficiency motors and drives, which help you to give this complete energy efficiency solution from an OEM or the end-user perspective. So it's all about collecting the right amount of data, storing it in a very secure environment, and the most important part of analyzing it. I cannot agree more with Mr. Chairman when he mentioned that hire a data analyst or a data scientist. These are the people who will give you the future perspective. The way you do the business in the past could be really obsolete in the coming days. And that's where we are already progressing and providing those solutions as well. Just a brief overview about our industrial IoT platform, the MindSphere. It's an ecosystem, as I mentioned. It has got a lot of applications which are already developed and a lot of applications which are currently under development as well. And here we are partnering up with a lot of third-party, very strong IT companies to provide different applications to the customers. There is no way we can handle it on our own, so we have got very strong partnerships globally. And this, every customer could have a very unique requirement. So it's very difficult to have an analytical app which one-size-fits-all kind of a scenario. With our APIs, we provide this flexibility to develop apps very quickly and customized to address the pain points of that particular customer. It's an open platform. Connectivity is a big topic. Johan mentioned that these sensors, which is a big investment for the connectivity part. For us, sensors is a major part. There's every possibility that your current asset, especially in a brownfield environment, is not a smart one. You have to install different sensors to make it a smart one. But gathering this information from the field side and then processing it and pushing it into a cloud environment, there is one step in between as well, and we call it the connectivity gap, okay? We, from Siemens side, also provide the gateways to get this information from your smart assets, process it, and push it into the cloud environment. This data, which is then available in the cloud, will be processed, analyzed, and used in different applications based on your requirement. It could be predictive maintenance, it could be preventive maintenance, it could be energy efficiency, so on and so forth. So that is where we call it as a complete ecosystem from the end-to-end solution on the IoT part. This is just an overview how it works, starting from the field side. I won't go too much on the detail of it, where all your field devices are there, the data has been collected, push it into the cloud, and then with the industrial edge management, used that ready-made data for different applications. When I mentioned that it's an ecosystem, then we are talking about covering the whole spectrum, okay? On the right side with the IoT value pack, this is mainly focused on the end customer side. So we have got very flexible subscription models from small, medium to large, purely based on your requirements. Okay, so if you're a small user, because then a question came about how the small and medium enterprise can adapt. We can offer you a very cost-effective solution on that one as well. Purely based on your size of the company, the assets that you want to connect, how much users will be connecting to your platform. We have got different packages, small, medium, and large, and then we further segregate it into end users, operators, and developers. So very different packages all around the IoT ecosystem, which we are offering in a very holistic way. I've got two examples here. One from the OEM perspective, and the other one is from the end user perspective. Very similar ones. So I'll take just one of them and just give you a brief overview, and I'll go for the second one. This is basically a conveyor belt for a food processing plant. Okay? A lot of old machines and motors are installed over there without any sensors. When we talk about providing the data, we also talk about doing a complete digital transformation. So these motors or these drives which are there, they were not smart. So we work on the complete integration of those lines, equipping them with the sensors, getting the data, pushing it into our IoT cloud, and then start working on different applications, starting from basic fleet manager, then the vibration monitoring, which is a very important part for the health of your conveyor assembly line, and vibration analysis dashboard, certain KPIs which has been set by the OEMs. What this does is it gives you the complete health check of that conveyor belt in a real time. And you can predict or plan your preventive maintenance, and you have a constant flow of information coming up in a very interactive dashboard where you have the full plant availability and efficiency available all the time. This predictive or preventive maintenance or the health check of all the motors over there enables you to reduce downtime so dramatically that you can always associate a dollar value to it, okay? So there's a very quantifiable value add which has been provided to this end customer, and they are now replicating this into their other plants as well. So this is just one small example that we are doing with one of the food processing sites. Coming here on the Middle East, we are also focusing on the digital transformation big time from the Siemens perspective. Last year, it has been announced that Siemens will be investing more than $500 million throughout the Middle East in different areas of digital transformation. We are focusing on developing a lot of application centers here in Middle East. We are also heavily investing on the future of UAE and Saudi Arabia and Egypt youth as well by providing massive grants to the universities and training the youth of this region so that they are up to date and ready for this digital transformation as well. So we are very much focusing here, and we are very happy that the government here, especially in UAE, is so forward-thinking, and they are really providing this enabling environment to push our digital transformation as well, and we are very happy to be part of it. I mentioned the MindSphere Application Center. On one hand, we are partnering up with a lot of global partners like Accenture, IIOT, who are developing apps with us. But we are also developing a lot of apps in-house as well, okay? So currently, we have got 20 application centers within 17 countries worldwide. The idea is to be as quick as possible into the local market as well, because we are dealing with different verticals all the time with our own different applications. Siemens is there from power generation to airport logistics, from food and beverage to oil and gas, from water and wastewater. So it's a huge array of industries that we are providing, and we are having this in-house capability to provide these application solutions to them throughout the world. What is our status here? These are just the names and give you a picture where we are globally present with our MindSphere application centers, as close to the customers as possible. What about Middle East. Within UAE, we have got a big setup in Abu Dhabi, which is basically covering the complete process industries, including food and beverage. And this MindSphere Application Center is already up and working. Then we have got one in Dubai, taking care of airport logistics and the smart city solutions. We are the premium partner for Expo 2020 for the IoT platform as well. And that's where we are sitting with the Expo team and developing a lot of applications dedicatedly for Expo 2020 team. And there's one in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh, as you can very well imagine, mainly focusing on the oil and gas sector and the petrochemical side. So this is where our local footprint is very strong, and we are very close to the customer to provide their customized and dedicated solutions from the IoT side. I would like to finish my session on this statement. Digital enterprise, this is the way to the future. We have already had 2 very interactive sessions where the speakers have put a lot of emphasis on it. I won't go too much on it, but this is the future, and we from Siemens side are there together with our customers to provide you all the digital solutions for the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
By the way, we are also present here in Gulf Food in Zabil 3 Hall. So if you want more information, you can always join us on our booth as well.
We have 2 minutes. Maybe we can have 1 or 2 questions, if there is any question from the audience. As mentioned by Athar, they have exhibition there. Okay, we can engage with him and in the network as well in the coffee break after the coming session. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Athar.
very
Thank
much.
you.